as our legends grow. Helo Hounds, the world will know. From dawn's light to setting sun, our mission's clear till it's done.
This content is intended for mature audiences. Video may contain foul or offensive language. Viewer discretion is advised. If you'd like to become a member of our flight crew or support the channel, check out our Buy Me a Coffee. The link is in the description below.
Alright, welcome Backpack. Yes, normally I don't do anything with warbirds for like a special thing or fixed wings or anything, but I figure why not? Why not? I'll show you what I'm setting up. Probably not why I'm setting it up. It's more than self-explanatory. And for my first flight in it so that everybody can get a very good laugh about, you know, just how crappy of a fixed-wing pilot I am. Excuse me while I take a quick sip of coffee there. And let's get right into this then. Let's go to the controls. As you'll see, I have not set up anything yet. I have totally waited for this to do this stream and this stream alone. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to clear the category on my joystick controller. I should probably clear the category too, but I won't. Clear it on my other joystick. And this is my left-hand joystick right here, the Evo Omni throttle. And then I've got my Evo Gladiator over here, which is my right stick. So, my Omni throttle here, I'm going to set up the rudder action. That's going to be left and right movement because I use dual joystick. And zoom view, I will put that on there too. I'll probably end up having to do it, but this is for when I'm in 2D and not using VR. It's the only reason I set that one up. Thrust. I'm going to need thrust. That's going to be forward and back on my throttle. I don't know if I'm going to have to invert that or not. Probably not. Maybe. It's weird on certain ones. So what I'm going to do next here is change my throttle from regular to slider. And then I'll have a slider like that. I have curves set up on my joystick all the time, so I probably won't need any curves whatsoever when I set up my sticks. Pitch. We're going to go to... pitch. We're going to go to my regular right-hand Gladiator. Roll. And it's pretty much that simple, of course. So those are all the things that you're going to have to set up in the access commands. Now, let's go through this. We'll go straight to the engine control just because I don't want to forget that stuff because it's very important. All right, so watched a quick Grim Reaper's video just to make sure that I was setting up everything that I'm going to need to set up. So I'm going to need everything in here except for the forward cowl flaps and the open and close, because apparently you just open those right off the bat and then just leave it that way. So I'm gonna actually bind that anyway, the open anyway, just so that I make sure that I do it each and every time. So where do I want to bind that makes sense on my Warbird? Where would I normally think to have that maybe right there for future reference. Oh, I need that on my Omni throttle though. Okay, I meant to have that on my other stick. So we'll put that there. I'm sure I'll forget it. Oh shoot, let's go through. I'm gonna need to add my modifier like I always do. My Omni throttle, I always add my trigger, my button 1, as my modifier, always, every time. Oh, and before we get too crazy here, I should probably just clear this entire category. Clear. And because I normally don't, and it screws me a lot of times for not doing that. All right, so let's get back to this again. Let's go to these engine controls. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to set that. That'll be on or open. That'll close it. Done deal. All right. Oil radiator increase. I will go up. Oil decrease. I'll have this hat switch go down. And this is going to be very similar to how the way I have the Corsair setup. Cowl flaps. Increase and decrease. Cowl flaps in, whoops, wrong side. Because it's cowl flaps. Cowl flaps. Increase. Decrease. And because that's where I have my cowl flaps on my Corsair. And supercharger, high and low. Supercharger high. Charger low. And for the extra throttle control, I think I will make that this for my WEP, my War Emergency Power. And with that being said, that is done. Now let's get into the normal stuff. And now I'm just going to do it the way I normally do it. And have the, and I'll just search. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do flaps now. We'll do flaps, which apparently you're going to have a neutral button on these, and you got to bind all of them to make this work on here. So flaps up, normal. This is normal for me on these. The only thing different is going to be the landing gear for me. I'm going to have an up and a down, and so I usually just have it and a neutral. I'll just have it. We'll put neutral will be this. I'll give my modifier button plus flaps up to make it go neutral. And then gear. Gear, we will right away, so I don't forget the neutral. I'll just modifier button plus gear up. And then gear up. This is all on a hat switch. My central hat switch on my Omni throttle that I'm doing right now for the gear and the flaps. And then for down, that is normally like, you know, for folding wings and stuff is how I usually have this button right here. So I'll have to remember that that's how I put my gear down on this Warbird. Not going to worry about the lock rope. Let's see. Let's go to trigger, I think it is. Nope. Let's. I do believe. Let's look. It's not under weapons. It's under stick. Okay, so weapons safety. I'll just make that open there. Am I on the wrong stick? I am on the wrong stick. Right. We'll use that. That's the little button in front of the little button in front of my trigger on my joystick. It has that, you know, so if I bump it with the top of my index finger, that will open it. If I pull back on it, I'll put the safety back on. There'll never be any reason why I put the safety back on, I'm sure, but just in case, wheel brake on and off, wrong stick. That will be a modifier, cancel that. Why did I cancel it? I need to cancel it. That'll be that hat switch because that's where I put all my wheel brake stuff. Weapon release will be my little red thumb button on my right hand stick. Gunfire will be my right hand trigger. I'm not sure. I would have put it joy button 1 because I have the dual stage trigger and just had it for the weapon safety swap. I think might work actually. And let's try that. And if I'm wrong, we'll come back and fix it. We'll I need to clear that combo. We'll make it joy button 2. And we'll make this joy button 1, and we'll see if that works by just pulling, you know, doing my dual stage trigger, because I do like doing that when I have to have a safety like that. So we got my flaps. Brakes. Let's go for brakes. Brakes, wheel brake, maybe. Oh, there's no left and right on the, is there a tail wheel or anything? Don't believe there is. I think that might be about everything that I need to bind off the top of my head. We'll find out. Let's take her for first flight here. Maybe instead of, let's see if we'll let it cold start. We all know Streaker, I'm lazy. And I just do, whoops, that's auto stop. Auto start is what I want to do. There we go. Auto start. So here is the interior of the LA-7. We'll kind of just go around it and look at it whilst it starts up. We'll see if my little trigger thing works. Yep, my little trigger thing actually works. But then every time yeah, I'm not gonna like that. We'll just switch it to we'll get rid of that dual stage trigger effect, because then every time I pull it, it's gonna open and close instead of flipping open every time that I pull it and then stay there, which would have been nice. So, here's more of the cockpit. I do not believe there's a pilot body as of right now. I'm hitting Shift P and there is none. Here's the way it sounds from the exterior. There's one of the liveries. Let's see what other kind of liveries they have for it. For the shits and giggles of it, that's camo gray. And then if we open it up like that and do camo green, camo green winter, that'll probably be my livery right there so far. Just because I'm like that. Alright. That's a nice livery. That's a nice livery. There's actually some pretty nice liveries on here. This one I like and I don't like all at the same time. And of course, polar red. That's normally the kind of livery I would use. And you know me, that's probably the one I'll use. I'll either be using camo green, just because it's a dirty, crappy looking white. It looks more like, you know, you got a bunch of fucking algae growing on something. Or the bright red. One of the two. Let's go with camo green, or winter green, for right now. But yeah, that's not a bad looking bird. And shout out to Darkwood, actually. I forgot to do that right off the bat. Darkwood actually bought me this module. So this is all Darkwood, all Darkwood's doing. Let's see how she flies now and if I got everything set up right. And can I turn? Nope, I don't have wheel brakes. I kind of figured that was gonna happen. Let's go back and see if we can't find these brakes. Controls. Let's see if we can find the stinking brakes. Brakes. Keyboard control, and keyboard, sticks, view, system, weapons, cockpit. Oh, landing gear. Can't be open, close, don't care. You gotta have brakes in here somewhere, don't they? Let's search left. You know, for left, right, brake, bank, and rim, trim rudder. Where the fudge are the brakes, brother? Where are the brakes? This is where ED really needs to get into having differential brakes. Okay. So, is that what the brake on off is? Then red. I don't mind the differential brakes if I could find the stupid brake, you know? I don't mind having to push the button and then for differential or whatever and then turn, but I could do that, but I need to be able to find the stinking command that. Oh, so what you're saying is, gotcha, push button. Gotcha. I'm hearing you now, Red. So I'm going to change that brake on off button then. real quick here. Gotcha. I don't mind that as long as I don't have to push the button like that. Let's adjust control. Let's go back to brake. Wheel brake on and off. Let's change that because that's instead of a push button, I'll push up. We'll just do it that way. All right, and just for the shits and giggles of it, I'm gonna increase. Open my cowl flaps. Let's see if I'm opening this shit. That should be open. Cowl flaps are opening in the front there. F1, so I just have to look out here to see where my cowl flaps are at, I guess. And yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah, the one brake, gotcha. I understand what you're meaning now. I see what you're putting out now. Okay, so now that's so I know where that's at. Let's go try this out, see if I die or not. We'll see how she rolls. It's gonna be a very short live stream, of course. We're just gonna whoa. We're gonna just kind of roll through the grass here, screw it. Maybe. Boy, she likes to just do whatever the fuck she wants to do, don't it? Alright, take our time. Like with any other warbird. Take your freaking time. Roll all the way across the other side of the frickin' runway just to get on the goddamn runway. It's what we always love about fixed wings in general, you know. Why does it want to do that? It goes fine and then it don't want to turn, you know. Turns fine, then it don't turn fine. Okay, get used to doing fucking weird brake action. Gotcha. To get it to turn. And we'll get on the field here eventually, everybody. You get to see the hilarious crap that Streaker does just to get off the freaking ground. We can do this. All right, let's see if we can do this. All right. And away we go. Start pushing a little forward. I should have done flaps, I guess, but I didn't think of that because I was too busy trying to figure out my stinking brakes, but that's all right. We'll get off the ground, no problem here. We're empty. Okay, gear up. neutral. Flaps down, just for the shits and giggles of it. Flaps up, flaps neutral. Gotcha. But I like over-torquing the motor. I love it, Red. Okay. You know me, I over-torque the shit out of all these things and kill them. So here we are. I guess I didn't give it long enough to go up. There. Now it's up, now I can go neutral. Now I'm neutral. Boy, that's going to be a pain in the ass to remember. I wish there was just like one neutral button instead of flaps neutral. You know, you just neutralize, but that'd be a lot easier to remember. Yeah, Darkwood's right. She doesn't really roll real quick, does she? That's alright though. It's good for slackers like me. Need 3 lights in the front. Gears up, or is it just the 2 red lights when it's up? And then let's put the gear down and see if it gives me three lights down. Trying to kill myself, because that's what Streaker does in these things. Landing gear, or is it just that I'm taking that long to? I'm just going that fast that it doesn't want to do it. There we go. Yeah, so three lights when it's down. And then when you hit the right button, or the 2 red lights when the gear is up. Perfect. Give it more throttle here because I pulled back so much to see if I could get my gear to come down. More emergency power. Gotcha. Wep. We'll bring it around, we'll see if we can land her, which I probably can't because I'm just, you know, that good at landing. Who needs to land, right? It's always one-way missions, right, Red? Over in Discord, are you, Funk? I will jump over there when after I'm done streaming here, which won't be too much terribly longer. This is just one of those streams that, you know, only requires a single person to be in the stream, so therefore I'm not jumping in Discord for it. Most streams, of course, I'm going to jump in Discord so that it is much more fun for everyone, but this one's just kind of a lame single me, show off the LA-7 a little bit, video. So that's pretty much why I'm not in Discord right at the moment. Mechanics? What mechanics? And where's my stupid airfield? Because I'm terrible at this shit, by the way. That's one thing I should have bound that I always bind also. Let's do that real quick. Because I am like that. Just controls. And all but access commands. F1 is going to be this. F10 is going to be that. I'm going to take and I'm going to get rid of that. And change this to that. There. Now it's just this and this. I can do that all day long. And I still have my weapons. I can still put my safety on, which I probably never will after I take my safety off. But now, if my game didn't just freeze up, because I think it just did. There we go. Switch to the map because I'm terrible, so I can find the airfield. These are some pretty low-hanging clouds here, ladies and gentlemen. Right? Belly land that sucker. That's what I normally do. One of these days I'm going to have to learn how to land these frickin' warbirds so that, you know, I can actually rearm and refuel it, like FARPs and shit like that. Where's this stupid airfield? Stupid airfield! See? This should be entertaining for people, and it shouldn't be too terribly long of a video so that people might actually even stick around and watch it for a little while. And for those of you that didn't notice, I started another channel called Streaker6 Shorts, and that's where I will put all of my shorts videos from now on. I'm not going to try and clog up any of my channels with shorts videos like my Streaker6 channel or the Helo Hounds channel, especially with shorts videos. If you want to see DCS shorts, they will be, or if I clip something from a Helo Hounds video, it'll be over on the Streaker6 Shorts channel from now on. Which I've got a whopping 2 videos up, and I'll tell you what, I've gotten more views off of those 2 videos than I have off of every last single short that I have on the Helo Hounds channel already, and they've only been up for, what, 2 or 3 days. So, that tells you, long form goes on one channel, shorts go on another. Taking the advice of some YouTube advice creators. So, that's where that came from. Alright, putting the flappies down. Go neutral. Put the gear down because the gear takes forever. Oh, maybe not when you're going slow, huh? Where is my speedo on this sucker anyway? I forgot to change this stuff to English. We'll not do the regular shit. I'll just come down here and come around like a Streaker 6 style landing and call it good. We won't do the whole, you know, true come around like they, or whatever they call it. Give her a little more throttle here. Just cause I'm gonna need it. We're coming around. Oh wow, there's another airfield over there too, huh? Look at me, look at me. Finding two airfields side by side. Give her more throttle. Bring it around. Yeah, I always come in slow like this, everybody, because I'm not a professional fixed wing, cartoon fixed wing pilot like so many others of you are. Alright, so we will bring it in. Slowly let myself lose altitude here. Back off on the throttle. See how I'm kind of trying to talk myself through this? Trying to talk myself into actually landing. Might happen, might not. And just kind of let it happen, right? Oh, bit of a bounce there, but probably one of the better landings that I've ever done so far, thus far. Oh, of course I'm gonna spin out. Of course I'll spin out. We'll stop before I hurt myself. But yeah, so there we go. There's the LA-7, everybody. And with a lot more practice, I might actually be able to consistently land this thing, especially not have it bounce. I should have probably kept on the throttle just a little bit longer to keep from the bounce, but we'll just keep practicing with that. And I always thought to myself, I should try and land on my front wheels, but I was just watching the Grim Reapers on this video about their about setting up the LA-7, and Cap was exactly right. He was like, try to land on all three wheels, even though it doesn't seem like that's the way you should do it. He goes, that's the most stable landing, is if you can come down on all three wheels all at the same time or close to the same time. So that's why I came in with my nose so high up in the air like that. With that being said, thanks for watching, everybody, and Streaker 6 is freaking out of here.